Hello, everybody. Welcome back to my therapy corner. It is very humid today, and my hair is reacting accordingly. Ignore that. So, I had an interesting conversation with a client last week. This was a family session, and they are having financial troubles. And one of the things that I do with folks who are in financial stress is try to articulate you are in survival mode. What that means is that there is a psychological and a physiological and biological shift in your anatomy when you go into crisis mode, the whole fight or flight thing. And the problem with fight or flight, especially when you are in a continuous state of that, which when you have financial troubles, yeah, of course you're going to be constantly in and out of that fight or flight mode, that survival mode. The problem with that is that your body, your physiological structure does not recognize when you are out of survival mode. If you suddenly get a better job or get a pay raise or win the lottery, your body, if it has been under consistent stress, that stress has now become a habit, and your body and mind have adjusted accordingly. So when I talk to folks who are in financial stress, one of the things I really ask them is, where is your line? Where is your line when you can tell yourself, hey, after this, I am no longer in fight or flight mode? A great experiment that kind of ties this in, or a good metaphor, look at rabbits. Very skittish. Why? Evolution has primed them to always be ready for a predator. That's how they survive, by just getting away. If you look at the domestication process of rabbits and of really other semi-wild animals, think like chickens, prey animals who have a biological need to run away, it is really interesting watching the domestication process of overriding the natural instinct to run away if you want them to be, close, cuddly companion types. Now, the metaphor isn't perfect, but the underlying point I'm trying to make is that if you are in financial stress, you need to start thinking about where's your line when you're not going to be in financial stress. Because if you're not preparing for that, then you are always going to be in crisis mode no matter what the actual reality is. The other problem with survival mode, and I can talk about this in another video, is that it dilutes hope. You see a lot of awesome content creators talking about how to stretch your dollar, how to feed a family with $10, with $5 sometimes. But that requires a little bit of hope that, yes, I am going to survive. Survival mode, ironically, it doesn't kill, it dilutes. It dilutes hope. And you need hope in order to survive. But that's a conversation for another video. As always, leave your comments, thoughts, discussions. Let's have a conversation. Be well, everybody.